All right, welcome to part 6 of Data Visualization 2. Another short section mostly pointing out to other links, so other topics. This is just a grab bag of other things to think about. And I'm just going to open up these links. They're basically all from the Mastering Shiny book with one exception, right? One exception, the first one here. Modularizing Shiny app code. This is a blog post that sort of describes this. So, if you become someone who's writing multiple Shiny apps, you may want to stop thinking about each app in isolation and build reusable functions that are doing certain commonly used elements over and over again, so that you can use those as building blocks for other Shiny apps, right? So, and also have a simplified way to maintain things where one module can be passed into many use cases. So again, not going into any syntax, but there is a process for that. It is described here in this blog post, and it's again something that power users might want to get into, and Shiny allows for that kind of usage. Then we have the discussion in the Mastering Shiny book about modules, which will again walk you through those concepts. And as they say, a module is similar to an app, right? We basically have UI and server elements for them, and then we can then plug them into our Shiny app. But the Mastering Shiny book describes that. Another concept is this concept of tidy evaluation and other code tips, right? This is just one example. The book is filled with these types of things. This was just a little caveat that I noted that I thought, this might be useful to know sometime in the future. You may create environmental variables in your local R session, and those are different than data variables that are read in with the original data. So there are cases where this affects the operation of a reactive function, and the syntax to deal with that is described in this chapter 12. Again, I won't go further than that, but just to point out that these ways to sort of screen and filter the data, and it's very similar to the problem of data types in base R, of sometimes you just need to be careful about how something is handled, and the syntax is available to distinguish between different kinds of variables. Okay, so I'm just pointing you to that chapter 12, tidy evaluation. There are tips in the book on, the workflow that you may want to consider to be efficient, the debugging process, which has its own commands for traceback. Instead of traceback, there's a process for tracking down the errors, right? And this interactive debugger. So chapter 5 in the book talks about that. again, I don't want to go into detail, but interactive debugger and debugging reactivity. These are very helpful chapters if you get into a situation where you can't figure out what has sort of gone off when you're putting together your shiny code. And then finally, we mentioned this earlier, so I won't repeat that, but the concept of reactivity is explained in greater detail in the book. And there's a React log package that will let you kind of track and debug your understanding of how the reactivity in your session works. Okay, I'll end there. And the final section of this workshop is part 7, running your own Shiny server. So this is the exciting part. And I'll kind of walk through describing that process. All right, thanks. See you in part 7.